Welcome and welcome back to my channel, everyone. I have great news, breaking news. The Gamecocks, my lady Gamecocks, have won. Okay, they just won their 40th game in a consecutive row against North Carolina State. Amongst all the mess and the drama that's been going on with this Gamecocks team, I'm going to give you the play-by-play. Now, unfortunately, for the first quarter, all I have is 14-17 with the Gamecocks coming in the lead place, having 17 points. North Carolina State had 14 points. My freaking ESPN, I have ESPN app and YouTube TV. Both of them, they just kept playing the freaking women's volleyball game for the Gamecocks. I'm so pissed. Finally, I hit the live button again. I had to start over my whole TV, and it wouldn't let me rewind. I'm sorry, guys. The second quarter begins. Edwards scores. Edwards makes 2 of 2. James of the North Carolina State, she makes 2 of 2. Trieger scores. James makes a 3. Brooks scores. James scores. Full Wiley scores. Watkins scores. Full Wiley scores again. Brooks makes 1 of 1. Pow scores. Full Wiley hits a 3. Collier scores. Full Wiley scores. Pow makes a 3. Collier scores. Fagan scores. The second quarter ends with the Gamecocks up by 9 points. He had 39 points, while North Carolina State had 30 points. The third quarter kicks off. Pow hits a 3. Brooks scores. Pow scores. Brooks scores. Fagan scores. Edwards scores. Edwards scores again. Rivers makes 2 of 2. Jones scores. Full Wiley scores. Full Wiley scores again. Hall scores. James makes 2 of 2. Full Wiley scores. Jones makes a 3. The third quarter ends with the Gamecocks having 58 points. North Carolina State had 43. The fourth and final quarter kicks off. James scores. Fagan scores. Brooks scores. Jones hits a 3. Watkins scores. Jones makes a 3. Jones scores again. Pow scores. Johnson scores. Brooks scores. Pow scores, and then Pow hit a game winner 3 at the end of the buzzer, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my Gamecocks, we had 71 points. North Carolina State, the losers, had 57 points. Again, this was an exciting game, okay? The Gamecocks came through in the clutch, even amongst all the stuff. Watkins, yes, shout out to Ashlyn Watkins, a.k.a. Swatkins. Okay, she swatted that ball from Rivers. Okay, she had a beautiful block. Pow had steals. Malaysia Fawali was still in the ball. Again, it was just that fast pace, that aggressiveness, that tenacity, that anxiousness, the yearning for the win. That's what these ladies displayed tonight, despite of all the nonsense that was going on. Game stats for field goals. Okay, South Carolina was 32 for 64, whereas North Carolina was 22 for 53. Field goal percentage, South Carolina was 50%, whereas North Carolina was 41.5%. 3-pointers. Okay, South Carolina, we were 4 for 14, whereas North Carolina was 6 for 15. Free throws, we were 3 for 6, while they were 7 for 10. The total rebounds, okay, this one we really had them beat. South Carolina had 42, North Carolina had 27. Offensive rebounds, South Carolina had 13, North Carolina had 5. Defensive rebounds, South Carolina had 29, whereas North Carolina had 22. South Carolina had 11 assists, North Carolina had 9. South Carolina had 4 blocks. We were tied with North Carolina at 4. They had 4 as well. South Carolina had 12 steals. North Carolina had 8. South Carolina had 20 turnovers. South Carolina had 20 turnovers. North Carolina had 21. South Carolina had 9 fouls, personal fouls, whereas North Carolina had 8. Now back to all the mess when I say surrounding the Gamecocks. Okay, as South Carolina fans, guys, we were all happy and we welcomed Ashlyn Watkins back with open arms and a smile. Okay, she was able to show up and show out for today's game. And unfortunately, okay, for the South Carolina fans, Chloe Kitts was not able to play in today's game due to academic issues policy that they got going on at the college, right? So let me just read to you what Dawn Staley, the statement that she just released. So it says, we're disappointed that Chloe has to sit out this game today due to an academic policy issue. Chloe has shown tremendous growth both academically and athletically over the offseason, demonstrating her commitment to excellence in every aspect. While she's unable to play today, we're incredibly proud of her progress. People on freaking Twitter are so messy and petty. They are literally bringing up Angel Reese, her whole 1.7, allegedly they was claiming, it was rumors, word on the curve. The streets were saying that Angel Reese had a 1.7 GPA, and that, at first, honestly, I thought Flau'jae Johnson's mom was the one who had spread that rumor. I mean, you're a grown woman. I thought that was the reason why they had fell out. Apparently, I don't know much about, the tea. That's what's really going on in these women's basketball streets. They saying it was South Carolina, the Lady Gamecocks. They're the ones who started that rumor that Angel Reese has a 1.7 GPA. And they were all clowning Chloe Kitts and the Gamecocks, saying, this is y'all karma. This is what y'all deserve. It's what she deserves, because y'all should have never been running y'all mouth, spreading rumors about, Angel Reese having low grades and she had a 1.7 GPA. That's why she's a communications major and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, guys, this is a mess, okay? Unfortunately, it seems as though Dawn Staley, her team, the teammates of this season, the 2024-2025 season, her players are having issues with having what? Discipline. You can't be just disciplined on the court. You actually really need discipline off the court as well. Maybe even more, okay? Even more. One, you got Ashton Watkins. Thank goodness she was able to have all those charges against her dismissed, all the allegations of her, going into like some domestic violence nonsense with her girlfriend. But now you got Chloe Kiss. She can't play because it's like they insinuating like her grades is not grading. Okay, the grades is not there. It's like, guys, discipline. Again, I like this quote. You either suffer with discipline or you suffer without it. Okay, I'm a student. I work full time. I'm a part-time college student. After this, I'm gonna do my laundry, take a nap, and get back into these books and do homework. Okay, I got unit 2 next. It's not due till 2 weeks from now. But I'm gonna work ahead. I'm actually gonna turn in 2 essays this week because I know starting next Saturday I go back to work. Okay, you guys didn't know I'm on leave, and then I got to go back to hell. Okay, doing security forces augmentee work. So pray for me. I'll also being in school, trying to continue my YouTube channel. So again, you need discipline. You either suffer with it or suffer without it. It's bad enough. Ashton Watkins, her situation, and now Chloe Kiss. Like, this is embarrassing. And everybody was like, you know what? This is messed up for Dawn Staley to be putting her players' personal info out there like that. I'm like, well, what was she supposed to say? It was like, well, she could have just said, she's out for personal issues. I'm like, that just brings, bruise up rumors. People are like, oh, she's pregnant. She on drugs. She got domestic violence cases against her pending. It's like, you know what's going on? Dawn Staley just saw it fit. She saw it best to just say, you know what? Right now, she's going through an academic issue. She violated a policy. I don't know, maybe if it's one grade that's low, her GPA just shot. She not going to class. That's another thing. I know this because I was on academic probation twice in my whole college year. My freshman year and then going into the next year, I was on academic probation because I wasn't showing up for class. I just didn't care. I was failing like half my courses because I wouldn't show up. I would rather stay in and go to my 8 a.m. Basic algebra class. Okay, and I was like, I had a sneaky suspicion that it's probably a math class. It's always math. Why is math such a universal struggle for us? I empathize with Chloe, okay? I'm right here with you, sis. I know I hated geometry. I hated calculus, pre-cal. I liked algebra. But the other one, all the other math classes, I couldn't stand. Also, I failed geography. Again, guys, I'm just happy that, the Gamecocks ladies were able to get it done. They were able to show up and show out today. They put North Carolina State in their place. Okay, they just won their 40th consecutive win in a row. That's a huge feat. Again, I just hope that, Chloe Kids, she's able to get them grades up, whatever she got going on in her academic career, so that we're actually able to utilize her. She's actually able to play and show up and show out for her team.